Hi students, in this video I'll be going through section A of the Secondary 1 Express Science WA1 2023. Alright, so let's dive into the first question. Right, so in this first question they are actually asking about the scientific method. Right, so over here on the right hand side I've attached a picture, okay, that shows the different steps in the scientific method. Alright, so you can see that the scientific method always starts from an observation about some natural phenomena, and then after that you will ask some questions regarding the phenomena that you have observed. Okay, then after that what you are supposed to do is to do some research on that area and then come up with a hypothesis. So we start from here, then we go here, and then we come up with a hypothesis. Okay, after we come out with the hypothesis, then we will need to test the hypothesis with an experiment. And once you get the data, you will need to analyze it. And after analyzing the data, you will then need to come to some conclusion, and then you will report and share your results. Right, so this is the full steps of the scientific method. Right, so question 1 is pertaining to the scientific method. Right, so they say that some stages in the scientific investigation are listed below. Which arrangement correctly presents these stages in sequence? Okay, in sequence means from the early stage to the later stage, right? Okay, so we can see that over here. Okay, the last part, number 6, in the scientific method will be to report conclusion, right? In fact, you will conclude something only right at the end. Okay, so this means that number 3 will have to be all the way at the end already. Alright, so what comes before 3? Okay, so you need to look through the steps. Okay, do you conduct an experiment first, or do you formulate a hypothesis first, or do you ask a new question first? Okay, so we can see over here in the scientific method, the first step would be after making an observation, then you ask a certain question, right? Then after that, then you want to try to answer the question, then you go through the whole scientific method. So asking a new question would be the first step. Alright, then after that, which one will come first? Conducting experiment or formulating hypothesis? Okay, so the experiment is meant to test the hypothesis, right? Okay, so this means that the hypothesis will have to come first before the experiment, right? So the sequence will be 4, and then after that 2. Okay, so once you get done the experiment, you will analyze your data and then come to the conclusion, right? So the answer will be 1, 4, 2, 3, which would be B lah, right? So B, 1, 4, 2, 3. Okay, so B. Right, so you can actually read more about this scientific method on page 13 to 23 of your textbook. Okay, so of course in between there they talk about other things right? Okay, but from page 13 to 23 it covers mainly the entire steps of the scientific method, right? Okay, let's take a look at question 2. Alright, Kate accidentally spilled some dilute sulfuric acid on her hand. What should she do immediately? So we know that sulfuric acid is something that may irritate or corrode the skin, right? So it's something corrosive. Alright, so if something corrosive touches your hand, your hand comes into contact with something like this, so what will be the most important thing to do, or what will be the most immediate thing that she should do? Okay, should she try to hold her breath to avoid breathing the vapor, and then allow the sulfuric acid to continue to burn her skin? Okay, so should she pour some soap solution onto the area of contact? Okay, so should she use a towel to wipe the area of contact, or should she wash out the chemical under running water? Okay, so whenever you come into contact with something corrosive, the most important thing that you want to think about is to remove it. Okay, remove as much as possible from your hand. Okay, so which of the following steps will allow you to remove as much as possible? Okay, so the answer would quite obviously be D, right? You wash it under running water. Running water means you keep the tap on, okay? You keep the tap on so that the water keeps on, new fresh water keeps on coming to your hand, and then it will help to remove away the sulfuric acid on your hand, all right? Okay, so you can actually read more about safety procedures in the lab. on page 26 to 28 of your textbook. Okay, so page 26 to 28 of your textbook. Right, so the answer for this would be D, right? Okay, so in the science lab, hazard symbols like the ones shown below can be observed. Which row shows the meaning of this hazard symbol? So hazard symbol can be found on page 29 of your textbook. Okay, so do go and read through and then remember what each symbol represents. Okay, so which row shows the meaning? Okay, this one you can take the clue from this. This one looks like something that is exploding, right? Alright. Okay, it looks like something exploding. Okay, so it's either A or B already. So it's the number 2, is it an irritant or corrosive? Right, so corrosive would be the one whereby you have like something spilling on your hand like that. Okay, so this one would be the exclamation mark. Exclamation mark means like something like a sudden pause, right? Okay, to signal a sudden pause. So it's something that irritates you. It will cause you to pause suddenly and then changes your mood and things like this. All right. Okay, so the answer will be A. Okay, but do take a look at page 29 to see the rest of, to learn more about the rest of the hazard symbols, and you will need to know it for your WA exam. All right. Okay, so A. Okay, which of the statement below describe quantitative data? Okay, so there are two types of data in science, basically qualitative and quantitative, and you need to know the difference between the two. Right, so you can find out more about this on page 9 of your textbook. Okay, but I've actually done a screenshot of this main part, which summarizes the difference between qualitative data and quantitative data. All right, so which one it will be quantitative? Over here, they want quantitative. So quantitative involves sensors and measurements taken using instruments and can be represented using a number. Okay, so things that involve uh, measurements or things that where you can represent it using a number, right? Represent the quantity using a number. Okay, then that will qualify as a quantitative data. Okay, whereas qualitative would just be involving your 5 senses and something descriptive, right? Okay, so a car company observed a 30% increase in sales after launching 4 new cars. So you see a number here, right? So it's something that can be measured and represented using a number. All right, so it will be a quantitative data. Okay, so that means number 1 is okay. Okay, the medicine tastes bitter. This one involves the sense of taste. So this one will be under qualitative. Okay, so this one is not. Okay. Okay, the leaf is dark green color. Dark green you observe using your eyes, right? So this is also qualitative. Okay, so not. Okay, the time taken for Jason to reach school is 45 minutes. You see a number here, right? Number means can be represented. The quantity can be represented numerically. Okay, so that will be quantitative data. Okay, in other words, the answer will be B, 1 and 4, right? So B. All right, let's take a look at question 5. Okay, the actual mass of a pen is 5 grams. David measured the mass of the pen 5 times and obtained the following readings. Okay, so he measured the mass of the pen 5 times and got 5 readings. Which statement is correct? Okay, so this is a question regarding accuracy and precision. Okay, so you can find this on page 20 of your textbook, so page 20. Okay, so precision means, high precision means all the data points are very close together. Okay, high accuracy means it's very close to the actual value. Okay, so over here you can see that these 5 sets of data, okay, these 5 data values, right? They are all very close. They are either 4.5 or 4.6 grams. Right, so this would mean that it has a high precision. Okay, high precision. Okay, so just like this case and this case, high precision. Okay, but how about the accuracy? The actual mass is 5 grams, but what you weigh is 4.6 to 4.5, so it's actually not very near, right? Very near would be something like 5.1 or 4.9. Okay, but to have a 0.5 gram difference out of 5 gram, that's a 10% of the mark. Okay, so that would not be very accurate. Okay, so we will classify under this case. Okay, high precision, low accuracy. Okay, so this case, okay, this one. Okay, so the data is precise but not accurate, so this means the answer will be 3. Right, so do read more about this on page 20 of your textbook. Okay, a student carry out an experiment using the apparatus shown. Identify apparatus X and Y. So this one you will need to know the different lab apparatus. Okay, so we actually did a worksheet on this, right, whereby we drew all the diagrams for the different apparatus. Okay, so do refer to that worksheet. Okay, but over here you can see that they are using a Bunsen burner or to evaporate some liquid or water. Okay, so over here X will be the evaporating dish. Okay, and then Y. Okay, although they show only 2 legs, but this is how you represent the tripod stand. Okay, it's not retort stand. Retort stand is the one that is very tall and has a clamp on it for you to grip onto objects one. Okay, so the answer would be D. Okay, evaporating dish and tripod stand, D. Okay, next question is regarding density. So they show the density of 3 different liquids. Okay, so they pour the 3 liquids into a beaker and then it will form 3 distinct layers. Okay, so you can actually try out this experiment by using different kind of liquids like honey, water, oil, and all this, right? Then they will also be able to form the different layers, and then you can put different object inside and see where would be the final position of the object, and use those 3 liquids as a form of like a density meter like that, right? Okay, cuboid of density 7.7 grams is then added in, and which position A, B, or C will the cuboid be formed? Okay, for a question like this, it's best for you to identify the 3 layers of liquid. Okay, so we know that the higher the density, the lower the liquid will sink, right? Okay, so over here you can see mercury has the highest density, so this will be mercury. Okay, then the second layer will be water, and then the uppermost layer will be turpentine. Okay, okay, so these are the 3 layers of liquid. Okay, over here is 13.6, over here is 1.0, and over here is 0.9. Okay, now the density of the cuboid is 7.7 grams. So where will it be? Okay, so it will sink, definitely sink inside turpentine. It's more dense than turpentine. Okay, it will sink in water also, but it will float in mercury. So the final position will be somewhere here like C. Okay, okay, float in mercury but sink in water, right? Okay, so the answer would be C. Okay, so this is how you analyze a question like this. Okay, by labeling the diagram. Okay, with the info that is given in the table. Okay, to allow you to visualize the question better. Okay, let's look at question 8. Okay, so question 8. Okay, anyway, for the density, okay, for density, you can read more on page 45 to 48. Okay, so from page 45 to 48, you can read more. Okay, so page 45 to 48. Okay. Okay, then let's look at question 8 now. Okay, question 8 is regarding all the different physical properties, okay, other than which also include density lah. Okay, so you can read more about other physical properties on page 41 to 44. Okay, so other physical properties will be like electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, melting and boiling point, strength, hardness, and flexibility, and all this. Alright, so you need to know what each of them actually mean. Okay. Okay, so some physical properties of four materials A, B, and C, and D are stated in the table below. Which material is most suitable for making the part X? So part X is the handle of the pot, right? Okay, so it definitely has to be a poor conductor of heat, so that the heat from the pan, okay, will not conduct to it that fast, and then it will not become hot, so that people can hold on it. So it definitely has to have it must be a poor conductor of heat lah, okay? Okay, which means that it has low thermal conductivity. So it's either C or D already. Okay, it's either C or D already. Okay, so let's think about other things. Okay, let's look at melting point. Do you have a high melting point or low melting point? Okay, remember now you're dealing with heat, right? If it has a low melting point, then it will melt at low heat, then the handle will be not very durable, right? Okay, so you should have a high melting point, right? And of course, if it has high strength, then it will be an added benefit because then it will not break so easily. It can withstand a higher force, okay, or higher load. Okay, so the best answer would be C lah, right? Okay, so do read up on page 41 to 44 to find out more about different physical properties. Okay, which measurement cannot be taken using a pair of digital calipers? Alright, so over here you can see in your textbook, I've screenshot the picture of the digital caliper. Okay, so this is on page 51. Okay, so which measurement cannot? Okay, so do take note, cannot. Okay, the depth of a beaker, you see, depth of container, you can use the tail over here to measure the depth. Okay, so this one is okay. Okay, so which means that this is not the answer because they say cannot. Okay, internal diameter of the water hose, you can use this one. These are the internal jaws. Okay, internal jaws, which is meant to measure the inside, okay, diameter of containers or inside length of containers. Okay, so this one can. Okay, remember the one cannot. Okay, thickness of a coin, definitely you can just put the coin in between here, and then you close the jaw, and then you will be able to give you the reading. Right, so this one can. Okay, the one that cannot will be the length of the desk. Do you know why? Okay, so the vernier, the digital calipers, you have tried using it in class, right? Okay, you cannot measure objects that are so long that. Okay, you can only measure objects that are maybe between at most 15 to 20 cm only. Okay, so the length of a desk is too much for it. So this answer will be C. Okay, you cannot measure the length of a desk. So C. Okay, let's look at the last MCQ question. Okay, so the last MCQ question is regarding hardness. So hardness is also one of the physical properties that you can find, I think, on page 44 lah. Okay. Okay, so basically, the harder the greater the hardness of an object, right? The more resistant it is to being scratched. Okay. So over here you can see that apatite scratches fluoride, topaz scratches apatite and fluoride, and then fluoride scratches gypsum. Okay, so you can see which one is actually the lowest low hardness. Okay, so they want decreasing, in order of decreasing, right? That means the hardest will be here. Okay, then the least hard will be over here. Okay, so you can see apatite scratches fluoride. So apatite is definitely harder than fluoride already. Then topaz scratches apatite and fluoride. That means topaz is harder than both of these two. Okay, then fluoride scratches gypsum. That means gypsum is must be the least hard already lah. Okay, least hard. So this one will be gypsum. Okay, then after that, followed by fluoride. Okay, then apatite scratches fluoride, right? So apatite will be here. Okay, so this one you have to be very careful with your thought process. Okay, then topaz scratches these two. So topaz must be harder than those two. Alright, so which means that the sequence will be topaz, apatite, fluoride, and then gypsum. Alright, so the hardest will be topaz, apatite. No. Okay, so the answer will be A lah. Right, answer will be A. Alright, so this is the answers for section A of the paper. So I'll go through section B in another video. Alright, but you should always try the question first before reviewing answers in the video. Okay, and then of course for the pages that I've highlighted in this video, right, do read up, and then you can also retry some questions from your workbook to practice for that exam.